So we've done, present value and future value. Well, one of the variables that's constantly in there in those equations is the rate. What's the rate? And are there going to be cases when we want to figure that out? And the answer is absolutely. Let's say J.G. Wentworth made you that offer, right? They're going to make you a cash offer. They're going to tell you what their earning rate is, but you want to look because you want to see what you're giving up. Maybe you could do that. I used to have to use this in banking all the time. It's amazing how many people would come in and, should I refinance my house? And I'd say, well, what kind of rate you paying? Well, I don't know. And so, we could figure it out often. I'd say, well, how much did you borrow originally? Well, 100,000, and for how many years? 30 years. And what are your payments? And they'd know their payments. And so I could plug, those three variables in and calculate a rate, and then try to make a determination whether or not it make good sense to refinance or not. So it's a fairly useful thing. We probably don't use it as much as we do present value, future value, whatnot. But let's take a look, okay, at how we calculate it. So I did 32. I think you guys have 33 assigned, but little Franklin Templeton, by the way, that's the name of an investment company, has just invested $9,260 for his son, age 1. That's kind of at the end of the year is what they're telling you. Okay, this money will be used for his son's education 18 years from now. He calculates that he will need $71,231. That man did some calculating. By the time the boy goes to college, he made some big assumptions. What rate of return will Mr. Templeton need in order to achieve this goal? So, I make my inputs. I got a present value, and I'm going to put that in as a negative, right? Because that's what's just left Mr. Templeton's pocket, and my number of periods is that. The amount of money that I want to accumulate, okay? And you'll note that I labeled that rate. Okay, and I did that for a reason, because I come, I go to financial, and so you guys don't have to hunt for what it is too hard. You just come down here and you click on the one that says rate, returns the interest rate per period. It's going to be important, maybe, of a loan or an investment. For example, use 6% divided by 4 for quarterly, okay, which we're not doing in this case. So my number of periods is 18. My present value, again, don't screw it up with payment, my present value, that's why it's important to label those, is that. My future value is that. Look at that, we end up with a nice round number of 12%. Okay, so relatively easy. Again, we got three variables, and we find the fourth as long as we know the right function to use up here. Your guys' too is a little bit different. Let's because they throw in at least one distraction in there. But your guys' says on January 1st, 2011, Mr. Dow bought 100 shares of stock at $14 per share. On December 31, he sold the stock for $20 per share. What's his annual rate of return? Interpolate to find the answer. Really, there's two ways you could do it. The 100 shares could be a distraction, but it would be okay to say either, that we started with $1,400, or you can use the $14. You're going to end up with the same answer, $14 to $20, or $1,400 to $2,000, right? That's just the important thing. The whole interpolate to find the answer, just blow that off. Okay, forget that, because this is going to give you the answer. Okay, again, that's using stuff from the back of the book, I think, that they want you to look up and whatnot. And why do that when we have this tool? And you'll probably have this tool or something like it for life. So, okay, there you are for 933.